Now here's my list of top 5 stadiums in all of Major League Baseball that I have been to. I've been to about 20 of the 30, so if your team isn't on this list, don't hate me, maybe I haven't been there. At number 5, I have Camden Yards, home of the Baltimore Orioles, opened up in 1992. Great year, I was born in that year. It hosted the 1993 All-Star Game. Some of the memorable moments that stick out to me, one is the obvious, Cal Ripken Jr. breaking the record, 2,131, glowing on the warehouse in the background. That sticks out big time in my mind. But another one, speaking of the warehouse, is Ken Griffey Jr.'s home run off of the warehouse in the home run derby in the All-Star Game. Now, I've been to this stadium a few times, and every single time I walk along that walkway in the background next to the warehouse, and I make a point to go find where it's labeled on the wall. They have a label of all of the home run balls that have landed out there, and Ken Griffey Jr.'s is the only one that has hit the warehouse, and I go find it every single time. This stadium is beautiful, and that is why I have it at number 5. And at number 4, I have PNC Park, home of the Pittsburgh Pirates. It opened up in 2001. It hosted the All-Star Game in 2006. Honestly, this place is just beautiful. It's right on the water, right on the Allegheny River. It is a beautiful place to watch a ball game. When I think of memorable moments in this ballpark, I think of the blackout game, that wild card game they played against the Reds. They won 6-2. All the fans in the stands were chanting, Cueto, and it really got to him. It even gives me goosebumps thinking about it. It was awesome. He dropped the baseball. He was so in his head. That's really the memorable moment that sticks out to me there. I don't really foresee a ton of memorable moments coming this year. Don't know if there will be a ton of the fans in the stands there, but it is a beautiful place to watch a ball game, and hopefully they have a good team soon. At number 3, I have Fenway Park. This stadium just has more history than anywhere else. It is so cool. It is the oldest active ballpark in all of Major League Baseball. It opened in 1912. It has hosted 11 World Series games. It's hosted 3 All-Star games. The history there runs deep. I've gotten to experience quite a few games in this ballpark, and it is an experience unlike any other. It is old, you're crammed into the seats. The coolest thing for me is Sweet Caroline that's sung after the 7th inning. Even going in there rooting for the other team, I found myself screaming Sweet Caroline. It's a really, really cool experience. I think everybody should have a chance and go do that. A memorable moment from this ballpark is Big Papi's grand slam in the ALCS against the Tigers. A more current moment, but everybody remembers it. You have the police officer in the outfield with his arms up. You have Torrey Hunter end over end with his feet in the air. You have the stadium going ballistic. It was really cool, a really, really loud moment, and something that I will never forget, but definitely the memory that sticks out in my mind. At number 2, and this one is going to surprise you guys, I have Coors Field, home of the Colorado Rockies, opened up in 1995. It has hosted the All-Star Game in 98 and 07. I've been to one baseball game in this stadium, and I walked away amazed. Most people don't think of this one. I was able to watch the game from the upper deck, and I just looked out to my right over the scoreboard, and the sun was setting over the Rocky Mountains, and I just realized this is one of the coolest stadiums I've ever been to. Not many people talk about it. It's a really, really beautiful stadium, really awesome place to watch a game. Fun fact about this stadium, when it opened up in 1995, Dante Bichette actually christened it with a walk-off home run in the 14th inning in the first game of this stadium. Really, really cool, really crazy moment that would lead to more crazy moments like this one that actually sticks out to me in my head the most of anything at Coors Field, and it was Matt Holliday in the tiebreaker game in 2007 sliding into home. Did he touch home or did he not? Nobody really knows. I tend to believe he didn't, but that is what sticks out in my head. Him diving in, winning that playoff game in Colorado. Really cool situation in a really, really beautiful stadium, which is why I have it at number 2. All right, and at number 1, I have home of the San Francisco Giants, AT&T Park or Oracle or whatever they call it now. All I know is it's a beautiful ballpark, a really spectacular place to watch a ball game. It sits right on the bay. Even some Dodgers fans have to admit this place is awesome, a beautiful place to watch a ball game. That is the thing that stuck out to me the most there. Just sitting there, you realize how spectacular it is. You see the water in the background, the sun setting over the scoreboard. It is so, so cool. And it doesn't go without its lack of history. When I think of this stadium, I think of Barry Bonds and his record-breaking home run, Hank Aaron popping up on the scoreboard, him trotting around the bases, everybody celebrating. A really, really cool moment that sticks out in my mind. Another moment is in the 2002 World Series when JT Snow touched home picked up Dusty Baker's son and had to save him from running onto the field. Dusty Baker's son was the bat boy at the time. He ran out onto the field. JT Snow scores the run, picks him up. Very vividly in my head, I remember this. Really crazy moment, really cool story that happened there. Speaking of World Series, out of the 3 they won in 5 years, none of them were clinched at home. But aside from that fact, it is a beautiful place to watch a ball game. I highly suggest everyone trying to get there if you can. Beautiful ballpark, and that is why I have it at number 1. And in case you were wondering, 3 ballparks that I really want to visit: Wrigley Field up in Chicago, Petco Park in San Diego, and host of the 2020 World Series, Globe Life in Texas.